Hello and welcome back. Now today we're going to be taking a little trip and seeing how many miles per gallon we get on the way there and back. So, if you've seen like the last electric fan video, I think we were getting 15 and a half in town, 20 and a half on the highway. And hopefully we're going to beat that because we've done a few upgrades to the truck since then. Now, this truck's actually doing extremely well for gas mileage. And it's got several different bolt-ons on it to help. Started off at the 250 horsepower crate motor, and it had a 350 turbo behind it. Now it's got a 93 model automatic overdrive. Now there's a few things that are different from stock. We have wider tires on the rear, which will probably hurt the gas mileage a little bit instead of helping it. The cowl induction, since it's not 100% functional, as in I don't have the air cleaner sealed off inside the cowl, then that may actually hurt it, possibly. But we've done a few things to upgrade it since we got 20 and a half on the highway. And one was install a aftermarket transmission cooler, or a larger one anyway, because I didn't feel the transmission was running exactly right where it should be. Now it's running about 170 degrees, which is about exactly where I want it. We also switched over to the Performer RPM qjet intake. Last time we did this, we had the Performer. And we've already seen where the Performer RPM qjet did not lose any low-end torque. In fact, it's a lot healthier sounding, a lot better running motor since we swapped to that, so that should help. Now we're still running our faithful quadrajet. We're just running a 14x3 K&N, the Performer RPM qjet. For ignition, we are running the Hypertech 53,000 volt setup. It comes as a kit. Running Taylor spark wires and then E3 Diamond Fire spark plugs. Now we're running electric fans. We're running old school Mr. Gasket long tube headers, running 2.5 inch exhaust to an X pipe to a set of thrush welded mufflers almost all the way out to the rear. And I'm running a 3/4 inch Helix power tire spacer that I've modified myself. Now the heads and everything else, block, rods, crank, cam, all that is stock. The alternator has been upgraded to 100 amp. Water pump's a new one, not a rebuilt one. But overall, just basically stock with bolt-ons. So we're going to see what we can get. The automatic overdrive helps a lot, especially with the 273 gears. Now it doesn't get up and go as fast as I would like, but for the cruising, it does extremely well. So what we're going to do is fill it up with gas, take a trip, and see what we used. there we have it. Our trip. As you can see, it's pretty windy. And when we left, it wasn't that windy, but it's windy pretty much 90% of the trip. Now, as always, the trip does have some small towns to go through, so it's not all exactly highway. But our average on the highway was 21, which is only a little bit of an increase. But considering the wind, it could have been more. Because the wind gusts so bad that it felt like he could shove you off the road, and then sometimes we were driving against the wind, which could have laid in a little bit of a factor. But even though that being said, the main swap we did was the intake, and that didn't hurt our miles per gallon at all, which is great. A better performing intake without losing miles per gallon. And in town was about 16, so again a little bit there. Still windy, so that could have been a factor slightly. But we is improvement. Improvement. So you can't complain about an improvement. But that was our trip. You know, it's our gains, and that's probably going to be the last test I do on this truck. And eventually we'll probably get something else and test. But that'll be it for the test on the miles per gallon on this truck. I think we probably got it about maxed out, really. I don't know if there may be something to enhance the primaries on the carburetor that supposedly increase miles per gallon, but I don't think I'm going to mess with it. Keep a watch out for more, because eventually this truck will eventually get some more work done to it. And as always, thanks for watching.